Hello, welcome to week of July 18th. This is gonna be a quick one today because I know you're busy and I've got to get running. So, by overwhelming demand, we are going to be talking about a lot more stats this week. So first of all, average sale price in Albuquerque last week was just under 350,000. We are having a slight easing of the market due to increased inventory and then also lessening demand. To paraphrase Mike Simonson of Altos Research, the real estate market has been so hot for so long that when there's a slight correction, consumers perceive that this is the market going cold, but it is not. Last week in Albuquerque, 51% of the new listings went under contract immediately, and we're still seeing 3/4 of properties selling at or above list price. Realist Rate is another interesting stat we can talk about. That is the percentage of homes that go back on market from either a failed contract without a backup offer, or the seller pulling the house off the market to do some improvements, or even the seller taking the house off the market due to holidays, events where they just don't want to deal with the aspect of selling their home. In Albuquerque last week, the realist rate was 1.5%, actually just a little under 1.5%. So to give perspective to that, Silicon Valley, 2006, the realist rate was 30%. So just to give you an idea of what that 1.5% means. Let's touch base on interest rates for a minute. So that is obviously a factor in the current market correction. Some suggest that we may be at a new normal for interest rates, that 5.5%, 6%, that's sort of going to be the going rate. What potential buyers need to consider is if they think the rates are continuing to go up in the future, then now would be the best time for them to get a loan. If they think that rates will drastically reduce in the future, then that would be a time when they could refi if that does in fact happen. So speculation on home values. Nationwide, the speculation is that we will have a mid-single digit appreciation this year, and we will have a 0% appreciation next year. So buyers that are hoping for some drastic swing in the market may have to wait for a long time, especially since here in Albuquerque, we do tend to trend a little slower on the timeline than the national does. So it may be several years, if ever, that we go into a buyer's market. Also important to note is that rental rates have gone up 15 to 25% depending on area in the last few years. So maybe that's something I'll talk about on my Fast Friday video, like the cost of renting. Property of the week this week is a Mossman ranch with a recent $10,000 price decrease. For those of you that don't know, Mossman was a very active developer in the 1940s to 1980s in Northeast Albuquerque. They were known for quality construction in a ranch and mid-century modern style. Let's see if that $10,000 is enough to attract buyers. Although this property has a lot of great features, the lack of interior updates in the last 20 years, I think that's going to bring that property in at a more 300, maybe 310 sale price range. If you want to see some cool stuff about snake training for your dog or how to save money on your next appliance purchase, check below. Okay, thanks. Have a great week.